back, y'all. It is July 29th, 2026, and we've gone through a futures market review on NQ today. And honestly, I feel like this week has been a lot of good price action, a lot of volatility, no shortage of opportunity. So let's get right into it. And the things that I saw, I did take a lot of trades today, honestly. I should have been more composed, but we'll get into it. And if you notice this, we're looking at a 15-minute chart right now. But if you notice the monthly levels that I outlined on Sunday, these all have been pivotal levels, pivotal turning points, where you could get you some really nice opportunities. And I also mentioned in a prior video that you could also use the mini ES at micro ES as an indicator for your NQ trades. And I'm gonna talk about how you could have used that today in your logic and your thinking when approaching the market. So, with that being said, let's talk about Asian session. I did take one trade during Asian session. I lost that trade, and honestly, I feel like that trade was ill-advised, and I'm gonna explain everything why. But I did lose one trade during Asian session. Made it back again during London, so like the end of London session, and then I took a few losses here, and then I finally ended up getting a nice run down to this level. We're just going to clear these lows right here. But honestly, I feel like in the moment as I'm trading, I'm really just selling myself short and not seeing the overall bigger picture because I definitely understand market direction as I'm outlining day by day with these videos. And you guys can see my execution and my logic behind it too. Excuse me. So now we have our London session. We're trading higher. This is our 12 a.m. open, our two-day daily open. And look how price is continuously utilizing it. So this 230, this was the FOMC meeting at 230. Look how price is using these levels and respecting it. But we're trading higher. We start trading away, and we're trading higher. We traded above the new day opening gap, and I was assuming higher prices that will probably potentially touch this midpoint monthly level and clear out Monday's high. So we didn't get that. Well, this is Tuesday though. This is Tuesday trading, so Tuesday's high. But we didn't get that. We started falling short, and then that made me change my bias and realize, okay, we're gonna target this sell side potentially. If we would have missed this previous day's low, I would have been okay with that. And that's because of ES. So I'm gonna have them side by side. So if you see ES yesterday, we left these lows here, these relatively equal lows, and I believe that was purposely done. And why I say my Asian session trade was ill-advised, because we took our previous day's high on ES. We didn't take our previous day's high on NQ, and that's permissible. Things like that are likely to happen. So we started trading lower. Best case scenario was shorts back to the new day opening gap, and you can see we kept trading lower, and we made a new low for Asian session. But you could have used ES as an indicator, and we also tapped into this daily fair value gap. So these are daily levels that we're operating on. So that happened during Asian session on ES, and this made me realize with these smooth relative equal lows here, I definitely felt like these were food going into the day. Once 9:30 came and opened, I was in a nice short, a nice trade, had a nice run, ended up being break even. and I attempted some more. I believe those are also break even, like probably maybe two break evens. And then we got this nice push finally after 9:15. So 9:15 started the expansion run, and we just kept going. We kept going lower, and we took our previous day's low. So not much to really explain here. I will show you guys 9:30's price action run, and just being mindful sometimes of the new day opening gap. So we have two gaps here. So we have this gap here, which took out this swing. So this was 9:30 swing, and you can see how price utilizes that gap. A lot of times they're gonna be overlapping with your high time frame level. So honestly, you didn't even need the first presented fair value gap, and then we had this small fair value gap formed, and I disregarded it because it was as soon as 9:30 open. So we gotta be mindful of certain things like that too. But you didn't even really need these. If you were trading off just this new gap, that could have been the framework around your trade. And that gave you a beautiful run going short. And I feel like mentally, I probably just need like a little mental break because I feel like I'm mentally psyched out, like psyching myself out. But these are some nice shorts going lower, and that's all that entailed for the day. And then afternoon session came, like the lunchtime and afternoon time came, and you see we started trading higher, and we already had FOMC. We have our last, we're going into our last hour of trading basically. But that's all for the review. I will show my executions for the day. So 8 trades. So I really wanna. This week I've been taking a lot of trades. I've been taking a lot of trades this week, and I really honestly want to cut that out. I really want to cut that out because, like I mentioned, I broke just about break even today. But honestly, with all the fees, are probably gonna be a little negative on the day. But this is my last short attempt. Got out here. Potential re-entry opportunity after 10. So silver bullet here. Fair price trades into a fair value gap after 10. That's the silver bullet setup if you guys aren't aware of that. So waiting for the first 30 minutes and seeing price trade into a fair value gap. So a lot of opportunities here, and I feel like that's what taking a lot of trades does to the mental. It kind of like weakens the mental. So you could just take that from me and use that as your own lesson and add that to your experience of why you shouldn't take a lot of trades. Because it is honestly mentally exhausting, especially seeing your trade get stopped out repeatedly. This gave me a nice run. I can't even complain. This gave me a nice run. These were the buy. I took this buy, made back my losses, and you see we had a little higher run. I attempted another buy, break even. Then I attempted a short, stopped out. Another long, stopped out. Then I finally decided to commit to the short side. You see, like this is all sporadic price action here. Well, this is all sporadic thinking. I can't even blame the price action. This is ill-advised, taking all of these trades in this small area right here. Yeah, I'm not really hip to that. So, and then we had the short, stopped out, short, stopped out, short, profit. And honestly, days like this really just giving the trade room to breathe. I'm trying to avoid the losses so bad. I'm not thinking about the magnitude of my wins, and as you watch these videos, I talk about how I would have 2 or 3 losses on a day, and then one of the wins just take me to break even. So clearly my wins are definitely more profitable. And it's just really about just staying focused and not being mentally drained when it's time to actually execute, and when it's time for the market to actually make its run, and you could catch the magnitude and the majority of the runs that are happening, especially post 9:30. You'll get some good runs. Like this was a nice run during Asian session. If you're up for it, you trade it off of this monthly level. So nice runs overall in the market, and honestly, just about perspective and patience. Being able to just wait. That's probably the biggest thing in trading. Just being able to wait. But that's all for this review. And until next time, love.